That one got some kind of mixed feedback.
Yeah, who hates this?
Who hates this? They can go fuck themselves. So what's going on? Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. I'm just trying to get some feedback on my portfolio. Also, I really like your company's work because I have seen the work before.
Sweet.
Like,
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I really love the work. Also, it's like vintage, the letterings, the gold foil, everything's like gorgeous.
Good. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Are you a student currently? Are you working?
I graduated last year, May. So
Oh.
after that, I work in agency as an intern and also freelancers, but that's about it. I'm still hunting for jobs.
Yeah, sure. Where did you go to school and where did you then intern?
I went to Mass Art for graphic
Okay.
design, and then after that, I interned at Pilot Agency in Boston, and after that, I became a freelancer working at 4040 Agency. For me, I feel like it depends on the job because like I don't have to stay in Boston, I feel like. So yeah.
I think that's helpful
Yeah.
from my experience. Yeah. Yeah, there seems to be like a pushback to New York. I mean, we have a guy, Will Simmons, who's from Arizona, and he kind of like worked his way through Arizona and was like, I gotta move to New York. Years ago, did that in Philly, basically. I was like, I don't know where I really want to work. Like, I have to move. It doesn't have to be New York, right? It's like Chicago or LA. It's like bigger, I guess, bigger market cities. Could be helpful. You don't need to. I mean, there's like, Boston's a weird, I don't know many people in Boston, but I do. Bart Sasso's in Boston, from Sasso and Co. You should check him out do you know who that is?
I don't know.
If you like our general camp of style, you'd love his stuff. Hold on.
I actually want to ask you something. I think this is really personal.
Yeah.
So my partner lives in New Haven, Connecticut, and we're pretty serious. And right now, like, I don't know where I'm going because the job thing, like, I know he wants to move in with me and anything. I know it's close to New York. Like, what do you think?
Oh yeah, New Haven's like Yale. It's a little further though, but people commute, I'm pretty sure. Would you, and there's a bunch of agencies, honestly, in Connecticut. They're more digital, there's some healthcare, so it's a bit just different kinds. But yeah, I think that's viable. Let's see.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of stuff in New Haven, though. It's a big city. And then I don't know, you guys could also just move slightly closer so that you kind of split if you have to go to New York and whatever.
Yeah.
There's also remote shit. I think get the job first and then you guys negotiate it out. Because you never know. Like get a job. Basically, I was never planning on moving to New York. I wanted to move to California, and I got a job. Like, I applied to Stranger. They said come up tomorrow, and I was in Philly, and I drove up, and I was like, oh no, I want to work in your San Francisco office. They're like, no, you're only working in our New York office. And I was like, well, I guess I'm moving to New York now. So I think get the gig, see what gig you can get, and then
True.
All right, you want to talk about work?
Yeah, sure. I mean, yeah. Do you want me to walk me through, or you can just like look through it? Which one do you prefer?
Oh, you can walk me through it, yeah.
So my portfolio divided into 3 sections. One is client work and personal. For me, right now, I'm kind of concerning my personal work because I might afraid that might affect my portfolio, like how it looks like, the whole thing, I guess.
Okay.
So the first one for my personal work, which got the most hated comments, it's a music box project for those. Okay, good. So
wait, hold on. Is this your website?
Yes.
All right, let's take a step back. Let's see. Take me to your homepage. We'll start there.
Okay. Yep. Okay. So this is homepage. Can you see that?
Cool. Yeah. Sweet.
Yeah. Client work, personal work, and play. So the first one, it's a music box project. So this project is just a school project. We have to choose a singer that we like, and we have to write like 9 pages essays to describe the whole story.
Oh,
That was
wow.
that was a lot, yeah.
That is a
And
lot.
so I chose Doja Cat because she's a person that unapologetic, but also uh she's really like an artist, I feel like. In terms of songs, and like she will encourage women be independent and stuff. So this is the box I designed. I 3D printed and 3D modeling. Um, Basically showing that her Halloween look, being like naked, covering blood, like being vulnerable, but also unapologetic with
Hmm.
women power. So I divided the album into 3 sections. First session's about like women, we got a lot of body shaming because the way how we look. Also, people will judge you. But I feel like her early career songs, it's always about like how beautiful we are, no matter what, like how we look. We just like flowers and candy, fruit. So I just made this like really juicy and then typography and then graphic with
Hmm.
the color that she used in her early career. And the second one's about financial independence. Um, I basically made like this money and then car key and purse. In one of her songs, she basically said that if you have the money, you don't have to order Ubers anymore. You can have your own car and have your luxury bag. Um, and the third one is the one that from Scarlett. I actually went to the concert in Boston, so I
Oh,
watched
cool.
the lighting, the design. It's more like red and a little bit green. Demon stuff, spider stuff, basically representing inner demon because you get judged a lot, I guess. Like no matter what you do, people's gonna watch you and judge you. It's like you will have maybe inner demon like doubting yourself as well. And spider, it's like fears everywhere. Um, After that, I just put all the element that I designed into like a catalog to representing the evolutions of her journey, but also how her songs affected me, also as a woman. So you put everything in the box. It's like the evolution of every stage of life that you accomplish. I also overcame like challenges as a woman. So yeah, do you
Sick.
think it makes sense?
I think this work is great. I think, and I'm looking for stuff on the side as you're talking through it. I'm gonna send you some links. I
Mm-hmm.
think that your only issue, it has nothing to do with your work. The work is great.
Mm-hmm.
Your issue is how you're presenting the work.
Mm-hmm.
So on a white background, I'm pulling up your site on the side too.
Yeah.
On on a white background just makes it look bad. And I can use my imagination and I can see that this work is good, but like you don't want to give anyone that opportunity to like, it should be presented like shit hot, right? And I know you shot it on white in this field. It was a student
Yeah. Yeah.
project and I had to shoot all of it on white in a light box and hire the fucking
Yeah.
guy and make it on boards in your portfolio
Mm-hmm.
case. I've been there. But I think ignoring that and taking it a step further, I also think you can do it for nearly no money. I
Mm-hmm.
think if you're really I sent you a cool jewel case
Mm-hmm.
mock-up in the chat. There's like a
Yeah.
bunch. It's a free download.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see if it's a free download. Yeah, it's a free download. There's a million different ones. Like pick a really, I mean, this is like a cool, hip, very contemporary style and project and like concept that you're working on, but you're presenting it in a kind of sterile graphic design school way. And again, I was
Mm-hmm.
there. I didn't learn this for a very long time. Present it in the coolest fucking way. Like, how would Doja Cat have this on her website? You
Yeah.
know, like
Yeah,
it
that's
wouldn't be
true.
on white. It'd be fucking on black, sick, mocked
Yeah.
up. And here I'm gonna share my screen.
Mm-hmm.
Um, like this is cool. If you just dropped your art, even just dropped your artwork into this,
Mm-hmm.
it's gonna look fucking way doper. Just because of the little grit, little texture, and it's really like about how you present it. Like you don't
Yeah.
have to do this distressing and shit, which is like on the dystopia, whatever.
Mhm.
But like this, I think it's great. This person, Hyped Assets, seems to be giving them away for free, and there's a bunch of good ones in there. And I'm sure you can find like 1 billion, different things. You do the vinyl and do that for the mock-ups for all of your things. Like
Mhm.
you might have to change some stuff and redesign some stuff a bit, but like
Mhm.
don't, not that much.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you need all of this, right? Like
Mhm.
look at how we do case studies, and I would just like separate it all out. Like you're telling the entire story, which I think is really great, and
Mhm.
that works sometimes, but it doesn't have to work.
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't need to show me all of this stuff.
Mhm.
You could be more singular with it, unless you're doing something cool, right? Like if you want to show me all the
Mhm.
CDs, like have one spinning. And you can do
Mhm.
that shit. Like you don't have to like animate the whole thing. You can have it like stop motion, kind of just spinning
Yeah.
as a GIF.
Yeah.
Um, and then even this is what I think for this project specifically, put it on black. I'm
Mhm.
biased. I think everything looks better on black. I think that feels most contemporary. So,
Mhm.
it's cheating a little bit. But if this is what you're doing and you got your booklets laid out, lay things out in a non-traditional way, right? Like
Mhm.
imagine this is that one. So you could do your layout flat in a mock-up, right? Where you got a like little
Mhm.
like I'm making this up. You can figure out how to get a nice CD booklet. Honestly, take a CD booklet and flatten it and scan it and remove all the
Mhm.
crap off of it and use that
Yeah.
texture too.
Mhm.
Um, this or don't or just use this. It's so easy. You kind of have everything these days that you don't have to like make your own shit. So like it's great. It should be pretty easy. So instead of doing like, your three up here where it's a bunch of stuff,
Mhm.
I would make a really sick singular image and focus
Yeah.
really hard on it,
Mhm.
but do it again in a non-traditional way. So you don't need to like show all of the pages, and these are all different, right? You just show that
Yeah.
you have a breadth. And,
Mm. Yeah.
and this, hang on, not as fast as I used to be. This is doing the same job this is doing, but this is way cooler of a
Yeah.
layout,
That's
right?
true.
And
Yeah.
then I can apply all, what, we're gonna do your whole project. Let's see. This is cool. And here's a trick. If you don't have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 booklet pages designed, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Duplicate it, shift it over. No one's gonna really pick that apart. You just want to show the breadth that you can expand the system. So you can
Mhm.
like cheat on most of these like half cut pages. And if you
Mhm.
really are like, I only have the one thing, cheat it even more. No one's gonna notice that this is the same thing as this and the same thing as that.
Yeah.
Um, but again, I think like the work is really good. So it's really about presentation
Mhm. Yeah.
at this point, which should be really easy. So I'm gonna make all of this up. Let's see. And you can do it your way, obviously. Add a little of your aesthetic and shit in there. It sucks. I mean, you got to redo the project a little bit. At least you don't have to design it. You just kind of have to like make the pacing
Yeah.
of the project.
Mhm.
I mean, you can also be like, you did 3 of them, right?
Yeah.
Like show that it's a series. Like that's the interesting part is that it's a series, right? So
Mhm.
the CD one, hold on. You get the idea, but I just want to kind of see
Mhm.
it on a page to make sure I am giving you the right direction. Right? And this is like your half screen.
Mhm.
And then you can do like a crop in. the cover art or something, more of like a call out. So like think about it in terms of kind of like a pull quote. This will be like the pull quote for the cover of the case study, right? And then the CD there. And then you got it. Then again, like make that look better, but you start to have this pacing now. Let's see, what else do we got? This is cool, but like do it across. Like even if you want to be lazy and you just cut this out, which I don't think you want to be or should be because you're on this call, but if I was being lazy, don't do this. Do this better. But even this will look good. Did you illustrate all this stuff yourself? Did you illustrate on this project? Or did you find images and stuff like that?
You mean the graphic on the
Yeah.
I done it by myself, and then there's some photos of Doja Cat. That one I just Photoshop it.
Nice. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's great. So you start to see now a flow, and there's a very intentional flow to this. You have your three up, so you're showing that it's a series of three. You have this, and this will be like moving, even if it's like you know, slow and crummy. You don't have to be good at animation to make it look cool and move. You got this, which I would do on like a better mock-up. And then you have your booklet, so you show like the breadth of everything that's within that. And you can now, if you wanted to, basically, this is your rough system. You can make this better or worse, but like, if you wanted to really go into detail of all of them, you could, because this could be, and then you just do this. No, I don't need to stay. Hold on. Right, so you go three, and then I'm going through every single one. These will all be different, and then you land on it all together. Personally, I don't think you need that though. I think like less is more. Like show that you have breadth, but show you have breadth in like a single image. You know, I think a perfect case study is probably like 6 to 12 images. I think that's what like award shows kind of take. So I would use that. Don't be afraid. Some of ours, like when you only do pack, let's see. So key visual drinks, you have the bento. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is a little cheating, like I'm saying to do here, you know, zoom in shots, animation 7, and then we do this for everything. So 8, 9. But I think like, you know, it could have got away with 6 there if you really needed to. So don't go nuts. Just make what you're making really strong. And I think that will take this project that like, frankly, and I don't mean this with any disrespect, but I'd see it and I'd be like, oh, that's cool, but I'm just going to skip over it purely because, you know, because of how it's shot on white and stuff like that. I think this is cool too. Like, this is actually interesting. All I would do here is you're going to keep that. I'm going to remove the background. I'm just doing that. You pen tool it out.
Yeah.
Already looks a lot sicker.
Yeah.
You know?
Up. It's the background.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you put, God damn it. There you go. I don't know where this goes in your system, but pretty epic in comparison to like what it was, you know? And look at like people who like good case studies. you know, and like how people do things. There's a lot of, you'll see it in mine being Taverns, ours. This is like, we needed a filler image, and like, yeah, we made this on the pack, but like, this is never used in the real world, right? It's like it's a beautified kind of case study. And we did this for, I was joking with a friend the other day. Every beer brand has to like do the lay down can thing. Like you could do that with this if you had it, you know, if you still have it, take a photo of it at that angle and just dupe it so that it runs like sideways. It's probably too much work for you to do now, but like, you know, like just think about like different ways in which you can lay out the same thing in a more interesting way. Straight across is boring, but straight across with a bunch of them with 3 is a lot less boring, you know?
Yeah.
Or straight across is cool, but then you want to show that it's a 3/4. This feels very like old school CD design shit. You know, you can kind of do it this way. I think maybe you need 2 though, right? Because like the idea is breast, right? Am I right there? Yeah.
Now it's more obvious.
What's that? Yeah. Yeah, but I mean that's the concept though.
Yeah,
so
that's
like
true.
hammer home the concept. There's something funny about that.
It is.
Right? And it's
Yeah.
not like not funny, haha, just like funny, like, you know, graphic design smile in the mind kind of funny, where it's like it's Cisse, I'm over explaining my concept. You want people to get that though. And that doesn't have to be your header image, but if you're scrolling through a bunch of these and like you've seen that previously and then you spell it out, you're like, oh, I get it. That's great, right? Like you almost want them to get it later. And your header image is always your key visual. So I think that's the biggest takeaway on all of these projects, and that goes for everything on your homepage here even. Let's see. Is I want to know, I want to get like I don't get anything from here. Right? But this is the whole project.
Yeah.
It's a case, it's a CD, it's all the CDs, whatever. Lay this out better, and I think it give you a bit more like evocative on how you lay it out so you can jam all that in and lay it out nicely, whatever. But like make sure you're kind of conveying all of it in the single image. So in case someone just only goes to this site, which I'm guilty of, if I'm in a meeting and someone sends me something, I'll just like scroll through and be like, okay. I mean, it's like Boston, yeah, cool, big stuff, cooler stuff, but that looks, you know, this does look more student-like only because of how it's laid out. Only because of what, not because of the design or anything, right?
Yeah.
But then I saw this and I'm like, fuck yeah. And I click it and I'm like, this is nothing like what you're leading me to believe, which I think is successful. I'm not saying change all of this, but I'm saying looking, you know, just my personal point of view, looking on this site, what makes me most excited is I like, oh, that's pretty cool because it's mocked up and presented well. This one's rad because it's like, this feels like your vibe. At least it feels like your vibe from like all of this work. In a way that this doesn't, when like in reality it's more like that. And then this one's mocked up super well. You have like little nuance bits in your mock-up, which is cool. I think your biggest thing is, and I have to jet soon, so I'm sorry, but I will, we can keep going for a few minutes. You don't have a header. You need your name. Big as fuck.
I think I put it on my about me.
Nope, you need it.
No, just put on top. Okay.
I mean, even if it doesn't look good, you need it real big. Because I'm just like, then like, who am I? You know, who are you? Who am I looking at? So like, even if it just looks like that. Because you just want to reinforce yourself, right? Like
Yeah.
the goal here is you're trying to get a job. So you need to present you're selling you first and foremost, and then you're selling your work. So like you always want you to be there. You could do
Mhm.
it however you want. I mean, like, look at our header. It's still, it's tiny. You don't have to be so loud and proud.
Mm.
I think you should, just so people don't forget you. But you could always do like, oh, well, this. One of these, right?
Mm.
And then this image is, I would not lead with this because I get here and I'm like, oh, you're a little corporate. So unless you want
Mm.
to, what you could do is redo this project. Um, let's see. Yeah, it's a little corporate. Unless you want to be doing this work, I would lead with the work you want to be doing and like tuck
Mm.
this at the end to be like, don't worry, I'm a good designer. I can do really like technically good design stuff, whatever.
Mhm.
But let them find out later. Like
Yeah.
at least me as hiring, like I want to see this first and foremost. This is dope. And I know you started with like, should I be showing my student work? Yeah. Because it's not real and it's more fun.
Yeah.
Real work is not fun most of the time. Like especially as more of a more green junior-ish designer, you're not going necessarily, depending, but you're not going to have like the most extreme blood breast case CD case shit happening on your day to day. So like, yeah, do the fun stuff. I
Okay.
also will say nothing is real and nothing matters. It doesn't have to
Mhm.
be real. It doesn't matter if it's not real. The fact that
Yeah.
you can do that work is what the most important part is. The
Mhm.
fact that like you are capable of doing the design work, whether it was for a client or not, does not matter, especially for, kind of middle to younger designers, because it just shows like, hey, I want to do better stuff. I know how to do better stuff. And let me show you versus like showing me that you worked on a Mass Mutual thing. It's like, I know I can see in your Doja Cat stuff that I could put you on a Mass Mutual thing and it will be fine and it'll be good. You know what I
Mhm.
mean?
Yeah.
I don't know that I can put you on a Doja Cat rebrand if you didn't show me that student work, right? Like, so
Mhm.
I want all of it. And I think
Mhm.
that's how you can push.
Yeah.
Rapid fire. Do you have any more questions for me? Is this helpful?
It's really helpful. Can I get the record?
Oh yeah, for sure. Let me
Yeah.
send you a screen grab too.
Thank you. You're really detailed because you lay all that out. It's really helpful because I do notice that I'm kind of lag off how I present it, and it will affect the whole thing. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean you have to present it in a way so someone can view it really quickly.
Yeah.
And or really slowly. So really slowly they can digest it, they find all the nuance and the fun of it. But I think like first and foremost, you need to just design it so like as I rip through that, whether it's on my phone or like on a little side, you know,
Mhm.
window while I'm on another call, because that's who you're hiring people will most likely be doing, whether they want to admit that or not. They're not putting tons of care and attention into it. Some
Mhm.
people are, but most of the time you're going through stuff fast. You just get a million books. So you pick through, like, I just want to see it as a cool, that grab my attention. I'll explore this later because I really like, X, Y, and Z pieces. I was
Mhm.
hired at a job. I found this out way later. I had a ton of work. There's a ton of different breadth of work of spirits and beer and whatever. Someone hired me at past agency because I put a brown bottle on I like worked on a beer brand and we changed the bottle from green to brown
Mhm.
for Pilsner Urquell, which is like a ridiculous little detail that like only a beer designer will understand because green in green bottles it skunks and in brown bottles it protects the whatever, right? Like really weird
Yeah.
nerd packaging for beer specific things. And I'm pretty sure that's the only reason I got that job. Didn't fucking matter that I had like this huge Hendrix gin case study that I thought is what was getting me all the jobs. It was just like, nope, this one little detail that I highlighted by accident in a rebrand that was seemingly insignificant to like what I thought an executive creative director really wanted to see.
Yeah.
But it's like, you know, putting the effort into showing all of the pieces quickly and boldly so that they can explore it later, I think will really help you stand out and push them.
Yeah.
And I'd apply this to all of your cases. I haven't dug too deep into them.
Mm-hmm.
And if you think anything's boring, scrap it.
Okay.
Or chuck it at the very bottom.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
Do you think anything's boring? What's your least favorite project on this site?
I mean, it's not like least favorite. It just there's one, the sneaker branding one, the Savior one. That one got some kind of mixed feedback. Some people like it, some people not like it. It's just because the style of the word mark. So I don't know what
they like the word mark.
Some people like it, but some people hate it. Like I don't know. I feel like maybe just subjective. I don't know.
This is who.
Yeah, who hates this?
Who hates this? They can go fuck themselves.
Yeah.
This is cool.
There's someone I talked to, like he really hated it. I was like, okay.
Okay, fuck that guy. You can tell him we both said go fuck yourself. This is a good mark.
Yeah,
I like
you
it.
took chances with it, and they're all successful. So I think it shows like you know how to nuance type versus just putting serifs or something on it.
Yeah, dude. Fuck off. This is good.
Thank you.
I think this is the coolest part though, right? Which is part of your mark. So I think how I would do it is I would take this as your, let's just do it real quick. Fuck it. This is your key visual, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then how do you blow out the project? I think what the problem is, this does not match any of this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But is this a student project or a real project?
It's a student project.
So nothing fucking matters.
Okay.
Even more so. So you can really change this. I think this is a good mock.
Yeah, I would blow out the key or the type the same way you've done the sneaker. So like basically, if you were to go from one to the other, the type looks like it's what informs a sneaker. So like design, the glows, or like gradient stuff, I think is going to make your word mark really stand out.
Mm-hmm.
I think all of your pieces are correct. I'm just chucking them together fast, and you can change this if you need to. It's all on black already, which is really nice. Definitely socks for shoes.
There's no tote, which is great.
No tote bags. Don't put a fucking tote bag on anything. Or, all of this stuff is viable and good. To merge together, And then your mark stuff is really, let's say, I mean, definitely like this app, but like make this app. We're going to talk about the details of this. This app is boring.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. This is not boring. This is not boring. Nike Run Club is not boring. Also, a shout out to the homie Yingxin Li. This dude, the reason why he's like a junior / designer, I don't really know. The reason why I saw his portfolio is because I saw this case study that he did where he redesigned Nike Run Club.
Oh, that's really cool.
So write that down. Ian Chen design.
Yeah. Okay.
He's awesome. But I was like, yeah, damn. Like Google Maps doesn't look like fucking Google Maps. You can design anything you want. So like design it and make it look all like dark and space agey and cool like this. So you're gonna apply this aesthetic that you've created, deep shadow lighting, blah blah blah, on all of this stuff. That means you're gonna have to fuck with this mock-up. I think you bring in the neon greeny shit to all of this. We'll make them really cool. If these socks were neon green to match that, that would look dope. Like black shoes, like glowing light up stuff, whatever. And then same goes here. I know I keep telling you put everything on black, but that's what works for this project as well. This is boring, but this layout with a key visual that looks more like this would look dope.
Yeah.
and then you get super techy with it all in like how you animate. So like don't zoom in, like do those as like micro graphics. So it like draws out into like little micro graphics that says like health monitor. This, put it on black, use your new colors. This is good. I think personally, now I'm really picking it apart, so sorry. I think you need a better secondary typeface.
Yeah.
I think it should be like a grotesque face. Will balance this really nicely.
Yeah. Me right.
I'll probably also end with your like kit apartsy kind of stuff. So it's like you show this entire world and then you can show what makes the world afterwards.
Yeah, that's a good call. Because like kit apartsy is cool. Fucking boring. I don't need to do that, you know? We need to see it, but like unless it's sick, which means animation, don't chuck it at the end. Key visual. And then I'm not putting everything in there. But then I think you're good. And like exterior store, like don't use a mock-up. Go find like the coolest image of an exterior store and put your logos on it, right? Like, or like an activate. I don't do a store, do an activation. What's the crazy running activation? Don't rip this off, but something like this. The one with the hamster wheel that we're talking about, like Play Lab or something.
Yeah.
Don't rip this. Like I would not rip other people's design work, but I do think like you could find, you know, cool old building stuff like this and then put your logo on there because and I'm making this up. Again, do not rip off Playlab. But if you put your logo on a like deteriorating, brutalist, grotesque thing, made the sky dark, and then had a green glow from like the openings, that feels like this brand up here that you created in that key visual way more.
Yeah, I think
than where my mom's going to shop for shoes.
Yeah, I think like knowing where like we call it the spiritual home of your brand is also helpful too. Because like if this is like a New York City brand versus like a brand that could be in Milan, like you have references for, like it helps to establish it and helps like put it in a place if it's all consistent.
This is a perfect example of doing interesting CD vinyl layout.
Yeah.
They did this running thing that's so sick. It was basically a big hamster wheel. It definitely was, I think. For Merrill? There we go. Was it not them? Anyway, don't do this, but how sick is this? So you could test out the shoes on different terrain. Like be more clever in like what your activation would necessarily be here. And I think that's what shows the breadth of your ideas. Cool. What other questions you got?
I think one last questions would be like for networking, like how did you network when you first came out of college and how do you maintain that relationship for a long term?
Would you answer that question?
So I didn't network very well when I got out of college, and it took me like a while to find my people. But we have designers here who always reach out to Instagram. They like send emails to people. They just like keep a conversation going. And I think what you're doing now is a good start to it too. Just a casual way of reaching out to people is getting your name out there.
Yeah. Yeah, I know Will I talk about all the time where he just bugs everyone on LinkedIn, but very politely. Of like, hey, I just want to chat. I just want to chat. I mean, like people will see through it sometimes, like and know when you're trying to look for a job. So if you're just looking for a job and be like, I want to chat with you, I want a job with you. Like I personally think you are just straight up in every way. Like don't fake it. You know, like, hey, I want a job with you and I'd love to talk. And I understand you might not be hiring. I understand you might not want to hire me. If that's the case, I'd still like to talk to you. But just know, you know, my agenda is like I want a job, and I'll try and convince you or whatever. Or if you do just want to chat, you know, just hit them up. I think getting in the mix is the move. I know you're an AIGA mentee in on the Boston chapter.
Yeah. Yeah.
Go to every single event. Even if it's boring, even if it's one you're not uninterested in, even if it's one in, I don't know, user experience, and that's not anything you want to be doing, go, you don't know who you're going to bump into, and just like chit chat and like make connections. The people, if you're top of mind, you will get mentioned more, right? It's just like what we do for brands. So like if you're always showing up at these things and meeting new people, someone one day might be like, oh, we actually do need someone who does Doja Cat CD cases, and and you'd be perfect. I don't know. You know, like there will be an opportunity, and I think you have to be in the mix. And that's either digitally, which is on LinkedIn and really going deep there. I think there's like don't do like LinkedIn campaigns and start like giving your opinions on like what the state of fucking graphic design. I think there's a lot of trash on LinkedIn. You know, we've all seen it. Yeah. But I do think making like genuine connections that you wouldn't otherwise because of you can't physically be in the same space, I think is very valuable. And like just have like this, just have calls with people you like, even if they're like the same age as you, they're going through the same shit, like they can hook you up too. I got my first real job at NBC from a friend who we just kept like in touch after school because he was a designer. We were in the same program, and he was just like, "Oh, something opened up. You should come over," because we would like get beers every week and just hang out. He was a little older than me, but we graduated at the same time. And through that, then I met a bunch of people. I met this one guy who took me to 2 or 3 agencies after that. He quit, and then he'd be like, "Oh, come over," and then I'd follow, I'd follow him because there was an opening there. Like, and he was probably 4 years older than me, so he kind of had that like senior to junior level of thing. So anyone is valuable, and anyone can hook you up in this industry. And I think just getting in the mix will help, whether that's in Boston, New York, or digitally. I
think I got recommended at JKR when I started interviewing there because my friend couldn't take it, so he recommended me, and then I got an interview. Like, it just works out.
What are the fucking odds of that? Like, it's just always, and I feel like it's always like that.
Always.
Yeah.
You most likely won't get a job from sending your resume to someone.
Oh.
You have to do something else.
Okay.
You have to.
Okay. So like maybe coffee chat with them, maybe like asking them out, that will help.
Yeah, but like, all right, you want to work at Design Bridge. Of the CD, I know the CD's there. They probably will go out to coffee with you. They're very lovely. But let's assume they're too busy to go have coffee with you, right? But the junior person on the team is not busy enough, too busy for you, and will take the time to hang out and just chat. And then you just made a friend who's another junior working at an agency that you like. And then they'll come and be like, "Hey, I had coffee with so-and-so. You should check their work out." That is the most valuable thing that you can have, because you just got a recommendation from someone who's already working there to the creative director that you want to go to. So like don't think about it like, oh, I can't go talk to, the head ECD or CD. Like I could talk to anyone and kind of like filter my way into that place. Coffee chat, bullshitting on, a little, Vin's not here, but Vin is the king of fire emojis on an Instagram story, and he makes friends like crazy that way. Just hit him with a little emoji. Be like, "What's up? This works great." You're in. You're making friends. It's basically just go make friends, and something will pop out.
Yeah.
Like friends in the places you want to be agency wise.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much.
Totally. Yeah. And if you need any connections, let me know. I'm more than happy to connect you to whoever I may know, and Kevin too. Even though I didn't offer it.
Second the offer.
I hope this is helpful.
No, this is really helpful. Thank you so much.
Yeah, send me all of your edits. I want to see how it comes out.
Yeah, I will definitely.
Shoot me an email.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. Take care. Good luck. See you.